It's poker's Marquis showcase, the World Series of Poker main event final table, the much heralded November 9 today on High Roller Radio. Since 2008, in a bid to generate publicity and worldwide excitement, the WSOP has paused play in July once the tournament gets down to 9 players, taken a 3.5 month break, and reconvened in November to decide the winner. Hence the phrase November 9. Players have used the time off to hire coaches, study, play more poker, or simply go on vacation. Now, not everyone is a fan of the extended break. It ruins the integrity of the tournament, said Yolande Schwartz, one of the first ever November Niners, class of 2008. ESPN isn't complaining. That 2008 version got great ratings and an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Live Turnaround. In 2009, November Niner Jeff Schulman, president of Card Player magazine, openly stated that if he won the championship, he would throw the bracelet in the trash. Everything to do with how the WSOP is run, Schulman said. It used to be run by people who loved and really cared about poker. That mission has been derailed by executives. He later recanted, saying he wouldn't toss the bracelet, but instead pursue one of 4 options: hold an auction for charity, give it away as part of a magazine promotion, hold a tourney and ship it to the winner, or hand it to TV personality Stephen Colbert. Schulman finished 4th that year. Joe Cattle won it at the tender age of 21, making him the youngest ever to do so. Phil Ivey was there in 2009. He was ousted in 7th. Remember, his ace-king lost to Darvin Moon's ace-queen when a queen hit the flop? Moon, the amateur logger from Maryland, placed 2nd. Did you know he gained entry into the main through a $130 live satellite in Wheeling, West Virginia, and briefly considered reinvesting that $10K score into his business instead of taking a seat in Las Vegas? Well, 2nd place got him a cool $5 million, so good decision and great parlay, Darvin Moon. Here's a quirky fact. 2010 main event champ Jonathan Duhamel and 2013 November Niner Mark-Etienne McLaughlin, who finished 6th, both play on the same dodgeball team. Also, for just the 2nd time ever, in 2010, the final table did not include someone who resides in Las Vegas. In 2011, Irishman Owen O'D made the November 9. His legendary poker-playing father, Donica, reached the main event final table in 1983, then again in 1991. So they become the first father-son duo ever to accomplish that feat. In 2012, because of the U.S. presidential election, the final table was held early, so it was the October 9. 2012 was also the year the women got close. Gail Bauman and Elizabeth Heel finished 10th and 11th respectively, effectively bubbling the Octo 9. Only woman ever to reach the main event final table? Hall of Famer Barbara Enright back in 1995. Then there's the Mark Newhouse story. Oh, and what a story it is. In 2013, the American made the final table, but was first out 9th place. Fast forward 1 year, 2014, he sent out a tweet. Just bought into the main event, day 1C, not effing finishing 9th again, he wrote. Incredibly, Newhouse outlasted another monster field to make the final table yet again. Think about that. He survived more than 13,000 players over 2 years. This time he had great chips, was one of the leaders heading in. But nothing seemed to work that night, just couldn't get it going, and after losing a few big pots, he eventually shoved with pocket 10s on the river and was called by pocket queens. Guess what? 9th place again. Now let's break this down. The odds of being struck by lightning in any 2-year period are 1 in 480,000, according to the National Weather Service. Bowling a 300 game, 11,500 to 1. A hole-in-one, 6,000 to 1. Winning an Olympic medal, 650,000 to 1. While finishing 9th 2 years running at the World Series of Poker is about 4 million to 1, the experts suggest. Also in 2014, the November 9 featured Billy Pappas, who during the time off between getting down to 9 and the final table, went out and won a World Foosball Championship, his 4th since 2005. Nobody's won more. You might call him a champ of two tables. More fun facts. Britain's had two November Niners, both James Aikenhead in 2009 and Sam Holden in 2011, started from ninth position, and they both lasted just a few hands. Long trip across the pond, brief appearance. Oldest November Niner, Pierre Neuville of Belgium, 72. The second oldest, American Neil Blumenfield, 61. And they were at the same final table, 2015. By the way, average age of all November Niners since 2008, 31. And half of all November Niners have been under the age of 27. 2015 was the first time in November 9 history that all of the featured players had previously cashed in a WSOP event. The player entering the November 9 in second chip position has never won the championship and only twice finished second. Ivan Demidov in 2008 and Felix Stevenson in 2014. And this year, 2016, Cliff Josephy is your chip leader heading in. Did you know he's a poker legend, aka Johnny Backs? Got that name because he ran a giant backing operation back in the day that featured some of the biggest names in online multi-table tournament history. In 2009, he and his partner staked Joe Cata, who won the world title and a whopping $8.5 million. Rumor has it Josephy and his partner got half of that. Question is, what will Josephy cash out for this year? And how about Qui Win? Second in chips behind Johnny Backs, Win claims to play Baccarat for a living. A pro Baccarat player? Baccarat is a game of chance with a house edge of close to 1.3% when you bet the player. Also, did you notice his Rocket Raccoon hat from Guardians of the Galaxy? He's definitely got gamble. And lastly, check your privilege. How about Griffin Benger? If the Canadian takes first, it'll be his second world title. Yeah, the first one came back in 2007, the video game Counter-Strike. He and his team took down the CGS World Championship. They're the last players standing, folks, the November 9, today on High Roller Radio.